What is up, everyone? It's your favorite former U.S. men's national team player, Jimmy Conrad, also known as Manager Eno, and despite it being a very special Halloween edition, there will be no career mode episode today because, I f***ed it up. I f***ed it up, but it will drop tomorrow. That is a promise. So instead, I got this. It's the very curious news from around the globe with the amazing Conrad. Very curious news item number 1. Stephan El Shaarawy is alive! After being left for dead after a promising start to his career at AC Milan, El Shaarawy has been resurrected by some very gracious and kind defenders from Chelsea who literally got out of his way so that he could score 2 goals in Roma's big 3-0 win, which now puts them on top of Group C over the defending Premier League champions Chelsea, who don't really look like Premier League champions anymore, which makes me wonder how much they miss the presence and style of play that Diego Costa provided, because every team needs some bite, you know? Someone that gets a little dirty and does the things that maybe as an opponent you don't really like, but as a teammate you're like, yeah, it's pretty rad. So as much as I love the Alvaro Morata signing and the loyalty that he's put on display recently by announcing that he's prepared to sign a 10-year deal with the Blues, he's not a jerk on the field, and every team needs a few jerks. But anyway, back to Stephan El Shaarawy. It's nice to see him doing his thing, and I hope this is the beginning of a full renaissance of his career. Very curious news item number 2. FIFA wants to expand the Club World Cup to 24 teams in June of 2021. Yes, for real. So instead of the 7-team tournament that is currently being played over 10 days in December every year, and in case you didn't know, these 7 teams are the winners of each of FIFA's 6 continental confederations, plus the league winner of whatever country is hosting this fine tournament. However, this new version would have 3 groups of 8 teams, and it would be played over 18 days during the summer once the European season comes to an end, because as we know and as we've learned, everything revolves around what Europe's doing, right? But in true FIFA fashion, they didn't give any details as to how they settled on the total number of 24 teams that are qualifying for this new version or how they qualify. Though they did say that it would replace the Confederations Cup. So let's think about this for a second. FIFA, which is notorious for thinking about making money first, even though its legal status as a company is officially stated as a not-for-profit association, has 2 competitions on its hands, the Club World Cup and the Confederations Cup, that probably don't attract the viewers or sponsors or the all-important TV money like FIFA thinks it should. And of course, they want more and more and more money, that is. So voila! They cleverly decided to mash these 2 competitions up. The Club World Cup can take the Confederations Cup's tasty summer calendar dates, and then in an effort to have more engagement and more eyeballs, right? Because engagement equals eyeballs, which is what happens when you have nations play against each other, because a whole country is engaged. That's the advantage of the Confederations Cup. Then, if you're gonna go to the club route, you need to expand the number of club teams, and not to develop club football like FIFA President Gianni Infantino wants you to believe, but because it's a smart business move so they can earn more and more and more money, that is. And honestly, as much as I fear that players no longer get the proper rest to recover from long 10-month, 60-plus game seasons, I'm all for this expanded competition, and I'll explain why. Even though the sport in my country is going through some serious soul searching after our men's national team inexplicably didn't qualify for the World Cup, for us to gain credibility, we need our top club teams playing against other top club teams in a meaningful competition. Not just in glorified friendlies when the big European clubs come over here to fleece the American consumer during the summer, during their preseason tour of the States. Those games don't matter. So if an MLS club beats, let's say, a Manchester United, well, it's preseason, what do you expect? And if an MLS club doesn't win, it'd be like, well, it's only MLS. So for us to permanently shake that it's only MLS tag and to earn respect around the world, we need to beat some teams in the FIFA Club World Cup. And with it potentially expanding to 24 teams in the future, that gives MLS a much better chance to get in there and show what we got. Or maybe even more importantly, show what we don't got. Because we learned nothing from these glorified friendlies over the summer. But in a meaningful competition where everyone is trying and working their ass off, we would learn a ton about where we need to improve and what we need to do to get to that level. So I vote yes on this FIFA initiative. And I cannot believe that I'm saying that out loud, because I never vote yes on FIFA initiatives. It's a really weird feeling for me. I'm feeling really uncomfortable. Very curious news item number 3. Is it okay to boo national team players that didn't qualify for the World Cup? And I only ask because US men's national team captain Michael Bradley and the leading striker for this national team, the US men's national team, Josie Altidore, both got booed and heckled every time they touched the ball during the first leg of their playoff matchup last night against the New York Red Bulls at Red Bull Arena, which their Toronto FC ended up winning 2-1 on a fantastic free kick from Sebastian Giovinco. And I will put a link of his finish in the description because it's ridiculous. The guy is so good on set pieces and just in general. He's a special player, and I wish Italy would call him in more. He could hold his own. The guy can hold his own. Anyway, let's get back to the question at hand. Given the enormous failure that these two players were the leaders of on the field, do you think it's fair for them to get booed? Do the fans have the right to express their frustration and disappointment at these two players, as well as all the other national team players that couldn't get it done in qualifying? Are you asking me? Because if you're asking me, I'm gonna say yes. I think it's fair. And in some ways, it's cathartic. Because every time I think about it, I just wanna scream at someone too, you know? It's like, how could you let this happen? We trusted you! It didn't even seem like you cared in that last game. Why? Boo! Shame on you for letting us down! Oh, shit. I just spilled water all over the place. Damn it. Oops. But then I feel like maybe I shouldn't say anything because nothing can be worse than being the captain of the national team that didn't qualify for a World Cup. I mean, that would follow you around for the rest of your life, and that has to suck. So why pile it on, you know? Because they know the score, they know what happened, and they just know, especially Michael Bradley, who knows everything. And all right, that is it. That is all I got. So let me know your thoughts about everything that I said. And a very special one day late Halloween career mode is dropping tomorrow, so be on the lookout. Later.